That is right. Come on. Come on. I should be live now. Come on. It always takes me a good bit longer for some reason on this one to get it going. I don't know why, but I don't know. Like I said, I can't blame it too much as long as I'm happy as long as it works. It works. But yeah. I'm happy to finally be live again. I don't know. But yes, it is good to finally be live again. I know I've been a lot less live this week than I wanted to. As the people in the Discord know, it was Monday. I had had some internet difficulties. I tried to mess around with it a bit, and don't even know what the real cause was. But my assumption is probably the weather because Minnesota just loves to not move into spring. It loves to just keep stabbing you in the back with winter and never actually move on. Okay, I need to turn that down because I forgot that that's going to go live. I technically don't need my headphones, I guess, but it lets me hear all the notifications and all that. But you can just turn that down a bit because I don't need to be blasted out in the air whenever something messages. But yes, might be a little too low on that. We'll see. All right, there we go. Let me test the audio here real quick. Testing, testing. Let's test it out over here now. Okay, sounds like it's doing good then. Okay, dokay. Good to see and good to hear. You guys have to let me know if anything else is going on and if I need to mess around with some stuff. But otherwise, it should all be good to go. Welcome on, Iconic. How are you doing here tonight? I hope you are doing well. Oh, happy you're making some good progress in Space Marines over there. Happy that you're making some good old progress there. But yes, trying to make sure I have everything. I should have everything set up on prediction stuff. Everything should be set up as well. I was planning on doing another like contest type thing, but uh, I was trying to do this a lot earlier than I was because I thought because my initial plan was I was gonna do it after I finished Requiem as like a Requiem, Oscar's break stream, and then into isolation. But Requiem's taking longer than I thought it would. So yeah, so now we're finally doing it now. So because I want to get it done before I could end up missing it entirely. So I mean, I guess if you guys still want to make your own, yeah, I'll probably still post the final version of it on the Discord as well if you want to copy it there. But I'm gonna. But I want to do this real quick. All right, there we go. I want to do this real quick. All right, and then we take you, close you. Perfect. Okay. All right, perfect. So if it was a 2 out of 10 for fair enough. I've heard good things about it. I've never actually played it myself. I've never played a Warhammer game at all. Period. But I've heard good things about this one, and I kind of want to give it a try myself at some point. Maybe it'll end up being a W game then, but that's a long way down the line. We haven't even started A yet. Every time I'm like I keep thinking about the challenge like we haven't even started yet, and it's still 27 technically, not 26 because we still are doing a numbers game instead. Whenever Bond releases, that's going to be a numbers game there. But yeah, we haven't even started that yet, and it's already like halfway through March. So in other words, we got to get rolling on that eventually soon. Like I said, we're not going to finish it this time this year. It's just going to be a goal we're working on throughout the way. Like I said, we might even just do it where we just do the playthroughs home on stream and then we do the grinds off stream depending on how the grinds are. I mean, for something like Alien Isolation, I'll probably do the whole thing on stream just because different stuff. But if it's like uh, something like if it's something like a longer game that's gonna take a while, maybe I might do like the important parts on stream or like the first playthrough on stream, and then we do the rest off stream. If it's like level, kind of like what we do with Dead Rising 3, I think is the best way to put it because doing the grindy stuff off stream and then doing the main, you know, challenges and fun achievements on stream. I think that's kind of the idea of how I might go about it, but it'll be up to you to we kind of figure out as we go along here, I guess. But yes, yeah, I know ads are going. Damn it, ads! Damn it, ads! But yes. Also, I did want to show you guys here while I was going along, because I think it's a fun little mention here. Is that I am making some good progress. And why are you why is it why okay? But yeah, I'm making some good progress in Crime Scene Cleaner here so far. I'm 87% of the way done. I have also finished everything in the base game as well. I just have the update nightmare missions to do and one last unlock all the skills here. But other than that, that is the only thing I. But in other words, it's still gonna take me a bit because it takes a while to clean those missions there, and Nightmare makes them even worse. Not harder, just they add a lot more messes there into all the other levels, including the ones that were a lot easier in the base game. But yeah, I'm still working on that. I'm definitely feel like I'm definitely gonna finish it before the end of the month here. I've also been making some good progress in Rivals as well. I hopped on it yesterday when I felt like I wasn't really up for stream because I was like, oh shit, is the season ending this week? No, it's next week, so I have time to procrastinate. But I didn't yesterday. I got more done. I got the Black Panther part of it done, and moved on to Storms. And I also went back into the past season and I finished up the one there. So that nothing left of the backlog. There is just finish up the past for this season, and then we are smooth sailing into next season. Hopefully, please. But yes. Well, thank you. Oh, congratulations, Iconic, on the 65 stream streak here tonight. Thank you so much. We appreciate it here. 65. You are officially past the end of 2 whole months. So you've been making some pretty good streaks there. I would be tempted to see if anyone else has beaten that yet, but we will have to see if anyone else can pass that. And I don't know. I don't know where Ripley went. I think she's probably just out, just relaxing a bit. Someone should probably be here when she wants to come in and snuggle for a bit. But otherwise, yeah, it has been going well. Like I said, I hope you guys are doing well as well. To make sure there's nothing else I need to get done here. Trying to think if there's anything else we can like do before we get into the meat and potatoes of the stream tonight, but I'm kind of drawing a blank, so I'm gonna assume there is not. So I guess we should get started on the stream then tonight. So welcome everyone. Welcome. For those who don't know me, I'm NATO276. I am an achievement grinder, and today we are I didn't have a hand on the said it right. We are I can close this now because we're done with this now. We are doing our Oscar predictions for last year. Technically, the ceremony is happening this year, but you know how it is with past year stuff. But yes, we are officially scoring. Well, not really scoring. I should have had like an actual like setup speech here just to make it a little bit more of a segue instead of just trying to improv on the spot here, I guess. But yes, so the plan tonight is just like last year. We are going to be doing a list of my predictions for each winner and not and potential not potential. I should probably just run through how we actually work instead of just trying to shorten it up like I'm trying to do right now. Basically, how it works is for every year of the Oscars, and last year we also included the Game Awards as well. So we'll probably do that again this year once it is the time again. We do this little prediction chart. How this works is I put down a set number of nominees. For most of them, it's three, but Best Picture is different since it's double the nominees. I put double the options here. I pick who I think is gonna actually win the award. I pick who I think has a if if it's not A, it's probably B, and C is pretty much where I put ones that I want to win, but I don't think they will, or ones that I really think that if neither of these two are the ones, it's gonna be this one. So basically how it's going to work, and then we score them off, and then when the ceremony actually happens, we score them off here by 3, 2, 1, or we do it. We have an average point system and a skilled point systems. Average points is basically just 3 all the way down. Skilled points is just basically on how the importance of the award. So 5, so the best picture, best actor, actress, writing all gets fives. The important ones, but still a little bit more, you know but a little bit less, celebrated and looked on upon than these top ones gets threes. And then the ones that are kind of a little bit more of a, the ones where they kind of just speed by it as quick as they can, you get the ones down here. So that's basically how it works. And I also, funnily enough, when I went to the theater recently, I got this fun little Oscars ballot that I could base it off of. And so this is gonna be how I can remember who is nominated for each option here. I think they're also doing like a they were also doing like a Oscar predictions contest as well there, and I think I entered into it. I don't even remember what my options were there, so I'm gonna hope so. It might be the same as I do here today, and if I end up getting a perfect on here and I don't get whatever the prize was there, I'll know that I fucked up there. We'll see which one I fucked up more in, I guess. But yes. Anyway, this is the plan here tonight. I forget how I did it last time. I don't remember if I started up here at the top and then worked my way up, or if I did the reverse and just went. I feel like I should start from the bottom and work my way up, just so we get through. We start with the warm up stuff before we get to the bigger events of the night there. So I got problem. I mean, I guess this is a little bit easy. It's easy for me to find on here because this is somehow I didn't base this on here because this is all in alphabetical order. So I would have had to put best picture at the beginning and then wait. Why is it in alphabetical order but best pictures at the top there? I don't know. They're crazy, but yes. Anyway, so like I said, we're starting on the bottom here with animated short film. I I will also remind everyone I did go and see a they were doing a screener movie marathon at a local theater of mine. It's where they did the first 5 nominees of Best Picture last weekend, which is what I did on Saturday, and then they have the next 5 this weekend. Like I said, I've not seen most of those nominees. The only one I have seen that from that one is uh Frankenstein. I have not seen One Battle After Another. That is probably the one that I'm feeling the most like it's gonna probably shake up in it if I end up. But I've heard good things about it, so I feel like that's got a good chance. And then the last one, the one from last weekend, it was Sentimental Value, F1, The Secret Agent, Begonia, and Sinners. So I'm a little bit more researched than I was last year. I think last year it was pretty much I had seen I think it was only The Substance I had seen, or absolutely none of them, if that was the case, and at least in the Best Picture nomination. So I'm a little bit more well researched here and know a little bit more about stuff going on, I guess. So it's gonna help me a little bit more with predictions, but we'll see. But we'll have to wait until Sunday, Monday to see how that actually goes then. But yes. So anyway, let us start off with animated short film. Where is that? Animated short. Where's animated short? Like they just it's not even alphabetical. What they just quickly they really just kind of tossed it all around here randomly. Let's see. Animated short film there. Butterfly Forever Good. Actually, no, you know what? I'm just making it easier for you guys to also see what it's going on. I'll pull it up here as well. Because it helps me out to read it here, but I might as well just pull it up here as well so you guys can see it as well. Because otherwise, I'm just playing telephone with you guys instead, and it makes it a little bit easier if I just do it like this. Oh, this is is this last year or is this year? I think this is last year. Yeah, this is last year. Hold on. There we go. Okay, perfect. Wonderful. All right, so we're looking for short film. There we go. Butterfly, Forever Green, Gold Guide Pearls, Retirement Plan, and Three Sisters. Like I said, I know absolutely nothing about the shorts category, so I know absolutely nothing about any of these. So if one of them is just a standout here, I know absolutely nothing about it. So I'm just gonna go off of the names like pretty much right now. We'll say we'll go with I'm just gonna go with the ones that I guess have the more Oscar-y sounding titles. I guess. Oh shoot, hold on. I don't know why. How did I do this last year? Where because I had it where it was the main one and then it was the same one in it. I forget how I did it there. Hold on. I guess I'm going on a side quest over here. Hold on. Give me one quick second. Because if I do it once, I can figure out how I did it twice. Okay, if I just do, hold on, if I do A, enter, or if I just did Control Shift V. There, that was Control Shift V. I swear I just did Control Shift V and it didn't work, but I don't know. But yeah, anyway, there we go. All right, next, what do we think here? We'll say Butterfly, sure. Like I said, I feel like this is an easy one. I'm going to lose, but this is also why I have the, you know, the scaled points side as well. Why are you doing this to me? Why? Oh, is it because I have to actually be in the space? Let me see. Is it? I see what it might be. I have to actually be in the text bar instead of just there. Got it. That makes more sense. And then we'll say sure retirement plan. I'm pretty sure this was gonna end up being wrong because I know very little about about short films, and so. But you know what? Good on any of them if they whoever wins there because I you know what if I end up getting it right, good. I'm pretty much all in luck, I guess. But yes, documentary short film. Let's see. What do we see here? What do we looks like a potential winner here? Uh, we'll say Children Would Know More. Actually, hold on. I gotta crank it down just a bit so we can actually fit that all in here. Actually, I probably just stretch these out even more here instead of just. Well, I can know how to. I'm at least somewhat decent with Google Sheets, so I can kind of try and play around with it a bit to make it look a little bit nicer, and also play with the fact that I can actually have more to the right there. And all right, that should be a good bit of extension there. And then what do we want to say is the next one? And I guess if you guys have seen any of these, feel free to give me your information because I know absolutely nothing about them. We'll say camera over here. Okay, this is a longer one here. How? Right. Yeah, we still got plenty of ones over there. Yeah, that's good enough to send it out there. And then we'll say all the empty rooms here. Sure. Once we get hit visual effects up here, I'll actually talk a little bit more about it all. But right now we're just kind of going through the ones I know the least about. And finally, live action short film. We'll say. I mean, they do like period dramas, so we'll go with Jane Austen here. I'm assuming they do like also they like their adaptations as well, so we'll go with that. Uh, we'll go with Butcher's Stain here then. And to cap it off here, we'll go with The Singers. Sure. All right. Now, moving on to the places I can actually talk about here is visual effects. We have Avatar: Fire and Ash, F1, Jurassic World Rebirth, The Lost Bus, and Sinners. Out of these, I've actually seen three. All I've seen half of them because I've seen F1 because that was part of the movie marathon. Jurassic World Rebirth I saw in theaters when it came out initially, and I thought it was alright. I guess I can talk a bit about any of them I've actually seen here. Jurassic Rebirth I thought was there's a lot of better Jurassic movies, and I would say like half of them are better than this one. But it's not anywhere near the lowest of the lows, but it's kind of just a if you've kind of it's kind of a by the books action movie. Is kind of the best way to put it. It kind of feels a lot like they removed all of the horror elements from the other movies and they just made a full on action movie here. And you can do that. I can enjoy that. I've seen Aliens. I like. They did. I still prefer Alien more than Aliens, but I like it. I just don't. I think Jurassic World Rebirth was just a little too by the books and a little too bland and cliche, and I just didn't vibe with it too much. And yes, that's kind of. Yeah, but yes, and then of course Sinners. You guys already know how I feel about Sinners. How if I can hold on, if I can pull it up here real quick. I want to do this real quick before I reveal anything else. Where is? I think I have it on Discord here, but I want to make sure I have it here before you. Where did I end up putting that here? I swear I put. I know I had it somewhere on here. Hold on, I can find it here. I feel like this is a good way to also show what I've seen as well. And I know that there is. Where is it? Pictures. Is it in here? Is it in here? I have it. There we go. Perfect. Found it. I found it. I found what I was looking for. Here it is. It's right over here. I'm quickly just size it up a bit more. Oh, that's a little too big here. Hold on. Ah, nope. Nope. Wrong thing. If we do this, there we go. Perfect. But yes, this was my movie ranking from last year of the movies I had seen in theaters, and as you can tell, look what's at the top there. Look what's I know this was a long way to just kind of reveal this one thing, but if you don't know what I think about Sinners, this is all you need to know. I think I said it aptly there when in the stream there when I said I cannot sing its praises too much. If I sat here and said everything I liked about Sinners, we'd be here till next week. But it is a phenomenal movie, and you're gonna see me glaze it a lot this stream, and for good reason. If you haven't seen Sinners, go watch Sinners. And I guess if you want to know what I thought about Jurassic World, there it is. Actually, yeah, I've only seen. So yeah, I know Sinners. Yeah, I think I know Weapons was also nominated here, so that's also a good one to see. Frankenstein is a Best Picture nominee. Good to see here. I don't know if there's any other ones here that was actually nominated or awarded here at all. So 2025, a year of a lot of mixed items, I guess. I think Ripley's actually down here and she's playing with the toys, but I can't. I don't see her, so I don't know if she's just like hiding behind the door or something or what's going on. But yes, anyway, like I said, I know there was a long way for just a short drink of water there, we, but I just want to show that all that going on here. Where do I have my prediction thing here? I was showing the wrong page. This, of course, it was the wrong page. But yes, and then F1. I did enjoy F1, but I also do agree with the sentiment that it's not really Oscar. It's not really like I said for something like visual effects. I can agree with it. It definitely has some good visual effects and a lot of I think, and I can understand it getting nominated there. I don't agree with it being on the best picture list, and I'll talk a bit more about that when we get onto it. This, it, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's just there's movies I would have put over it to be nominated instead. Like if we go on to here, Long Walk, I would have nominated. I know some people. I know Clank mentioned he wasn't the biggest fan of it, but I know I really enjoyed it. Wake Up Dead Man, another good option. Companion, Weapons, good, all good options there. And I would put over F1. Hell, I'd even probably put some of the A rankings here, like Phoenician Scheme, Ash. Uh, man, probably not some of the other ones there, but yeah, but but yeah, it's. Oh, there's Ripley. Hi, Ripley. What are you doing over there? how she's gonna use the toilet. That's what you're doing. Okay, I don't really need to show that. You can have your privacy over there. But yes, so let me quickly phrase that over again. So yes, so I think it's on. So I think what I'm going to do here is, I think honestly, I think what I'm going to do. But you see, this I do know Avatar is probably a good bet to win visual effects because it's fucking Avatar. I've never not seen any Avatar movies, so I can't say which one way or another whether it deserves it or not. But I feel like if I need to put it at least somewhere on my list here because it's got a good chance there. I think what I probably will do is I think I want Sinners to win, but I think I want to like I said I usually try to limit how much I actually award to each entry into it, which is kind of screwed me over last time with Claire Obscure because it swept a lot of the awards at the Game Awards there, but I do usually like to vary it up a bit more. So I think what I might do is I'll give F1 its one. Actually, do I want to give F? I feel like I think what I might do is I might give Avatar. I feel like I'm gonna give Avatar its second place spot. Mm, no, I think I'm gonna give it a third place spot. I'm gonna regret this later. I know. I'm gonna regret this later, but I'm going with it right now. I'm gonna say that it is gonna be Avatar there. We're gonna say Sinners is there, and we're gonna say that F1 ends up taking the award. I feel like I may be wrong about this, and I feel like Sinners may actually take it, but just to try and add a little bit more flavor and a little bit more variety here instead of just how it was there. Hi, what's going on? Oh, good kitty, kitty. Oh, hi, Hippie. Hi, you got your toy? You got your toy? Hi, Hippie. Hi. I want to show you the camera here, Hippie. I gotta show. I gotta give them some cat bit time. Okay. How you doing? How you doing? Here's the baby. Here's the baby. She's being a little bit. Wait, she's a little frisky right now. She's a little bit having a little bit of fun here. Yeah, you'll see if I toss her toy over there. You did not see her at all. Well, she'll come over here. I know she'll come over here when she's ready. But you guys won't. It won't be a complete empty time with no cat. Cat, I guess. Huh. But anyway, next one up is best sound. I forget why this is different than best original score. Oh yes, I think it's just sound design. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Different things. I know. That's why. I and we have for best sound. Uh, Best sound, we have F1, One Battle After Another, Frankenstein, Sinners, and Surah. I don't know. I don't. I've seen all the ones on here except for One Battle and Surah, and I know pretty little things about actually. I barely actually no. Pretty. I'm gonna just actually change that. I know nothing about Surah. I've heard good things about it. Not only heard, I've more of just seen it online. But it looks like it could be interesting. I don't know really anything about it, but I've seen good reviews about it online, so maybe sometime I'll get around to watching it myself. But anyway, best sound, I'm going to say I think this might be good. This is going to be a win for Sinners here. I think I know score and sound are different, but I think they have a good chance at Sinners taking on best sound just because if you listen to Sinners, not even when the music isn't blaring, it's got great musical. It's got great stings. It's got great just sound of just feeling like you're in the moment of just in that kind of a time and place, and it gets you into it gets you into the movie, and once the score and the music picks up, oh, it's a blast and a jam. I think I'm going to give it to afterwards. I'm going to give it to I don't like I said I'm not that familiar with One Battle After Another. I'm going to give it something here because I've heard a lot of hype around it. So I'm assuming it's going to do well at the awards. So we're gonna just kind of I've not seen it yet. I technically do own it. I just haven't. I've just kind of delayed watching it now since I'm gonna end up seeing it on Saturday when I get the chance. And Ripley is saying she wants to scroll down to writing. Ripley likes some good writing, I guess. You want to see what's the original screenplay? It's not time for that yet, Ripley. Not time. We go in order, Ripley. Go in order. Good kitty. Yeah, I can see you can. You can't see her, but you can see her butt. There she is. Hi, there's Ripley. There, she's hiding from the camera. She's a little camera shy, I guess, right now. She's just trying to figure out what she wants to do here at the night. But good little kitty. But yes. Anyway, good little kitty. But yes. So back on track again. I think F1 is probably gonna end up taking on sound just because similar. I think it's another one kind of like visual effects where the fact that you're a little bit more of a blockbuster movie and a little bit more like a one that's kind of more for the general population does you a lot better with the awards. And speaking of which, we're moving on to makeup and hairstyling, which I have I have good feelings about for some of these nominees here, and it's actually a pretty like I said, I also find interesting that half the awards that nominees here are actually horror movies because we have Frankenstein, Sinners, and The Ugly Stepsister. I've seen well, of course I mentioned I've seen Frankenstein, I've seen Sinners. I've not seen any of these other three. I've heard I want to see The Ugly Stepsister. That might be one I watch. I kind of want to watch it before the awards, but I also feel like I don't really have time to watch it over the before the awards. But I might try to squeeze it in. I might squeeze it in. I might just try. I might just say I might just say fuck it and just say a little bit after stream and just go watch it or try and squeeze it in before stream. I don't know. Probably don't have enough time, but I might also try and just squeeze it on Friday before I head up before I take an early rest before the marathon. We'll see what I end up doing. We'll see. I want to watch it before the nominees just because it's the few one of the few horror movies. Actually, no, I think it might be the only horror movie nominated on here that I haven't actually seen. So, and I think it's on a streaming service I have. So, perfect time, I guess. But anyway, back to the listing here. I think I'm actually gonna say it. I feel like this is a good one for Frankenstein. I think the makeup and design of the the prosthetics and all the practical effects that just go into pretty much just mainly into Jacob Elordi as the monster is just a sight to behold and is just a you know I think they did a fantastic job with it, and I think they also did a great job with like trying to really get you that feel of that time and up. I know I've kind of used time and place already, but but I'm going to use it again. That time and place of that kind of Victorian slash pseudo sci-fi world, and playing along and just kind of getting you involved and excited to see where it goes. And I think, like I said, the main draw of it and the main reason I think it's going to win is mainly just that practical effects on your main monster. But yes. Anyway, moving on. I think the next one. I mean, I'm gonna give it to Sinners here, just because I guess horror movie solidarity. I guess, but also just like a lot of these. I'm just gonna say, just 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 watch Sinners. Just watch Sinners. It's a phenomenal movie. Just go watch Sinners if you haven't yet. Just go watch Sinners. Just go watch Sinners. That, that might just be my ending thing here. Instead of just saying my dear Milo, bye 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 bye, I would just say just go watch Sinners. Go watch Sinners. You have time before the awards. Go watch Sinners. But yes, anyway, let us quickly copy and move it on over to here. Come on, damn it, I did it again. Damn it. There we go. All right, and finally, we are moving. I think kind of want to give it to Ugly Stepsister just so I can say I've nominated all of them. However, I've heard good things about the makeup and Smashing Machine, so I'm tempted to give it to that. I've not heard anything about I honestly I've heard nothing about Koku Ho, so it could easily be an upset here, but I feel like it won't be. But you know what? I should have just doing something. I thought it might have been something disruptive, but no, she's just sitting there watching. I might be able to see if I just do this around here. There she is. Hi, Rippy. Hi. It make it look like I'm petting you here. Good pets. Good pets. Anyway, back to it again. I think I'm just gonna screw it. You know what? You can only do this once every so often, so I'm gonna do it. Horror movie solidarity. And if I end up getting it wrong and it goes to Smash Machine, I will feel bad about it. But also, you know what? For one pointer, it's not the worst one to regret. Next up, costume design. This might be another one that might be taken it on by. Uh, yeah, this might be another one that gets taken over by the Mr. Frank Stein. I think I might give it. I'm tempted to give it to Frank Stein again because costume design and makeup and hairstyling kind of ones that kind of run hand in hand, even though they don't usually go to. They sometimes they do. They do technically usually go to different nominees. Like in the last year, I think it was what was it? I think it was Wicked. It was Wicked, and I think it was for costume. And I think it was the substance for makeup and hairstyling. I know it was a substance for makeup and hairstyling, and I know it was a different because that was the only substance win of the night. So I think it was Wicked for costume design. I mean, I can check my list over here as well, but we got to keep it going along because I've already spent half an hour. We've not even gotten through the ones yet. But yes. Anyway, I think so. I think I might actually give it to Sinners here, and I think I'm going to give Frankenstein. I'm going to give Frankenstein the runner-up position, and I think finally, I think what I might do is we'll give it to Hamnet. I've not seen Hamnet, but it from usually from period dramas like that, they usually have good costume design, so I will give it to that. Ripley is playing along over there. Hey, Ripley, get your toys, get your toys. Good toy, good toy, good toy, good toy, good toy. But yes, anyway, moving right along. Moving on to our final one here of the documentary feature film. What are we on to for documentary? And I think this is one of the few that I actually do know who I think is actually going to win this because from what I've heard, this was a documentary that was filmed kind of in secret, and then the filmmaker had to actually like flee out of Russia to release it entirely because it was and I think with a story like that, you're probably going to end up winning an Oscar just because that's even if it's a middling documentary there, just the fact that you literally had to flee the country you filmed the documentary in because otherwise they would have probably executed you. That's probably going to win you the Oscar. I think this is a very safe pick for me to say that you're going to end up winning it here. And after that, I know very little about anything else. So we'll say the Alabama solution, just because why not? I know, and we'll say that the next one will be the perfect neighbor. Sure. And moving right along to the first, actually, the first new category we have, and the only new category. But I did add it to the threes just to help with balancing a bit because it was actually we had six up here in the fives. Wait, I think it was eight in the fives. We had seven here, down here, if I remember correctly. So it actually kind of balanced it out by me doing it like this because yeah, it was eight down here, and then it was seven in here, then it was eight up here. So By doing that, I actually balanced it out to be equal in each part, so that's why I added it there. And also because casting is an important part, actually, the casters are why you get people who actually do win and nominate in these roles up here. So I think it's at least somewhat important. And I think that a good idea for this one would probably be, and I'm gonna pull it up here anyway, but I think I know what my decision is gonna be, and I know I've already given it a couple in the night, but I kind of hope it clears out. Like I said, I don't usually hope for sweeps, but this year I'm kind of making an exception. If Sinners ends up sweeping the night, I will not complain because it is a phenomenal movie, and I do not complain about it taking home a good chunk of the awards because it deserves it. And I'm going to say that Sinners will take home casting because honestly, I could say I could give endless praise to anyone in the movie. I think Michael B. Jordan, phenomenal job. I think that Miles Catone, for it being also his first performance in there, I think he does a phenomenal job, and he does a good job at. Like I said, when I first watched, I thought he might have actually been like the main actor in the movie. No, he's very low on the billing, even though he feels a lot like he's the main character of the movie, and he sells it. And he also has the performance of the best of the nominated song in the movie, and he fucking kills it. And I think that, and I think that everyone else in the movie, great job as well. Delroy Lindo, I forget what her last name. I think it's Rumi Musa. Where is she on here? Yeah, Wunmi Musaku. I think she does a phenomenal job as well. Haley Steinfeld. Everyone in the movie, I think, does a fantastic job, and I guess it is all due to a wonderful casting director here. So we'll move right along to the next one. Then I've heard good things about the casting in Mother Supreme, so I'll probably give it to that, and then I'll do one battle after another. There we go, and then I guess just also to vary it up a bit, so I'm not just putting Sinners one battle for some of these all the time, like because I want to vary it up. It's not just same thing going on here. Film editing. This is another one I feel like could be taken by F1 if I think about it a bit. If I is it, I feel like yeah, F1's nominated as I thought. Editing does usually also go to blockbusters, so I do also really like Sinners for this one. Cinema value for editing is also an interesting one. I actually, you know what? I might actually give this to Cinema Value. I might do because I actually do like the editing in Cinema Value. Like I said, actually, I don't think I mentioned it. I surprisingly loved Sentimental Value. I didn't think I was going to, and the fact that it was the first movie of the marathon, I was like, this is the make or break, and I hope it's going to be good. And it was phenomenal, and I was surprised by how much I liked it and how much I enjoyed it. Even though I'm not usually the person who likes movies like that, where it's like long, family drama, partly in a foreign language. I don't have a problem with movies in foreign language movies, but it just kind of you know, added a bunch of the stuff together, and I'm not sure how I think about the movie. And like I said, I actually really enjoyed it here. If Ripley stops, like I said, Ripley, I love you, but stop walking on the keyboard here, please. Hi, Ripley, hi. You want to come snuggle on the couch? You want to snuggle on the lap? You want to come snuggle on the lap? Snuggle on the lap? No, you just want to walk along. Okay, sure. You just walk. You stay right there. You doing good, Rips? You just wanted to say hi. You want to say hi and make some noise here. Oh, she's getting comfy. She's getting comfy. Hi, Rips. Hi. Getting comfy? Okay, good. Good, comfy kitty. Good little comfy kitty. But yes, anyway, I think this could actually be, and I think the reason why I feel like Cinema Value is because I think does a great job at knowing when to linger. It does a great job at. I feel like it's either editing or cinematography. I hope it ends up winning because I think both of them. It does a phenomenal job at just knowing where it should be, and just trying to maximize it as much as they can for the storytelling. And it just, like I said, it does it in an interesting way where even though it's a long family drama that I wouldn't have thought I would be the most entertained by, I think it was actually, like I said, if it wasn't for Sinners also being children at night, it probably would have been my favorite of the movies that that day in that part of the marathon. Like if it was Frankenstein instead of Sinners, I probably would have said it was my favorite of the marathon. But we'll see how it compares to the other ones in the day two. But I am interested to see how it goes. So I actually might do. I think F1 probably has a higher likelihood of winning it though. So as much as I would love to put it there, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put F1 here. I'm going to put sentimental value in number two, and I'm going to end up putting Sinners at the end here. Hello, Whippy. Hey, do you have any Whippy? Any criticisms there, Whippy? No? Just gonna walk right along? Okay, okay. Next up is original song. Fun fact: I usually do end up listening to all of the song nominees, and I've actually listened to a lot of these multiple times. Even then, I don't think I need to figure. I think this is an obvious choice for nominee here because you can't go anywhere in public without hearing this song at least once because this song is just kind of infected into the zeitgeist and you can hear it pretty much everywhere. And the worst part is, I would love to give it to Sinners here. I think the song nominated is definitely the best one in the actual song in the big it's the big musical number in the actual movie, and I think they did a phenomenal job with it. And I really wish it could win, but like, if it does beat Golden, I will be the one. I will be chewing it as much as I possibly can until I go blue in the face. It probably won't though because of K-pop there. Damn K-pop! Damn you K-pop! And finally, now this is the one where it's like kind of like a which one do I feel like, or which one do I want to be nominated in? And honestly, out of the other three here, I I really liked Train Dreams. I actually surprised. I this is the thing about Train Dreams. I heard this song and I was immediately like, I want to see what movie that came from because I just had a. I mean, it's not a good time. It's a very much like a slow, methodical, just like a slow, kind of almost like a bluesy quality, but not like actual, but none of the actual like pump of blues. I don't know what type of music it actually is classified as, but it's kind of just like a but it immediately just gets you into a mood. I very rarely actually cry during a song, and this one did it to me a couple times. But and the only other real one I could replace it with is "Dear Me." Here, I wasn't the biggest fan of "Sweet Dreams of Joy," but I also know, but I did like "Dear Me," but I think just because it's the third option here and it's more of just a personal opinion, I gotta go. I'm going with Train Dreams here. Like I said, I actually really want to go see Train Dreams now, and it's kind of a good reason why I'm doing the marathon here because I really want to see Train Dreams in the theater just from that song alone being so damn good. It might even rival "I'd Lie to You" here, but honestly, I'm giving "Lie to You" a little bit of a boost both because I fucking love the song already, and I've seen the movie it comes from, and it's perfectly timed in. Who knows? Maybe Train Dreams doesn't line up with this movie all that well as it's supposed to, but I'm giving, but that we're gonna stick with that and move right along. And however, I think they're probably going to know that it won't win original song, and and they will take it home with score here because, and also I forget. I think Ludwig Göransson has also won a previous award here, and I know I'm not the usual biggest fan of repeat winners, but with people who do scores, you can usually know when they're gonna make bangers here. I want to double check. What is he scored previously? I want to double check here. What is he scored? I think it wasn't. I want to say it was Oppenheimer. I want to say he has won two Oscars. Which ones were they? He has won. He won one for Black Panther and one for Oppenheimer. So if you need to know how good, and he was not, and if you want to know how good he was, he's won it twice before. Maybe I don't think that's the most. I think probably like Hans Zimmer or like what's the other one who's done a lot of music for like I think it was like Disney movies. He does a lot of music for, but but I think that he has a good chance. But if you listen to Sinners, his score is something to be enamored by, and I think he's probably gonna end up taking it home. I would probably say we'll give it. I think uh, we'll give it to One Battle After Another, just because I know very think little about the other actual nominees here. The only other one I've on here I've actually seen besides the two we've mentioned before is Begonia, because that was one of the ones on the marathon on Saturday. I did like Begonia. I didn't like it as much as I was hoping to, but I did like it, and I think I might actually give it the original score just to a vary it up a bit, and b I did really like the score, and I think the ending song is also, you know, kind of eerily peaceful and relaxing, even though if you've seen the end of the movie, you know it's anything but that. And I don't want to say too much about that because I don't want to spoil it because I do really like the movie and I pretty much every movie on here. I think you guys should watch it on your own, form your own opinions, especially Sinners. Watch Sinners, love Sinners, hate Sinners. I don't care. Go watch Sinners and find out for yourself. It is a But yes. Anyway, moving right along to what was the next option here was production design. Production design. What do we think about production design? Who did they nominate for production design? Oh, this is producers. I forgot. There we go. Production. Frankenstein, Hamnet, Mighty Supreme, One Battle of Another Sinners. So basically, the top leaders of most of these awards here are on production design. Um, I think I might give this to Frankenstein just because mainly because I was kind of surprised by how good the production design was on Frankenstein, mainly because of knowing that it was a Netflix original movie made like that. I think the production design is outstanding. Knowing that in context, and I was actually surprised. Like, damn, this is something going to be that most people are going to end up watching on their and on the maybe not small, but like decent, but like the smaller TVs instead of watching it big, on the big screen in the theater. I felt bad. I felt bad. I was just like, I feel like you need. This is a the production design is, you know, a big spectacle, big, great size, and surprisingly, great for a movie for that kind of distribution. But I guess Netflix has also had a, but like I said, it's the first. It really. I guess I know I'm kind of stumbling on my own words. I'm sorry. I do say it a lot if this is your first time watching. But yes, I think that it's the one I feel like is probably the leader there. And I think I'll probably give it to Sinners then afterwards. And I feel like it'd probably either be One Battle After Another or Hamnet if it's not either of those. I'm probably gonna give it to One Battle After Another just because I know that there's a lot of hype around that. So I'm going to give it to. I mean, then again, we did this last year with Amelia Perez, where I was like, I know there's a lot of hype around it. I don't know the hype. I don't know why. You know, I've not seen it myself, so I don't know about the hype. And I could easily be wrong. There might be a lot of people who end up just hating the movie right when it comes out of there, and it just ends up taking like Amelia Perez did and threw off my whole list. But I kind of been a little bit more cautious here so far. So, but I feel like that might be the problem is I've kind of got a little too hard on Sinners here, and maybe not one battle after another. So I might have to vary that up a bit. What do you think, Ripley? What do you think? What do you think, Rips? Rippy Dippy? What do you think? Good kitty, kitty. Cinematography. Ooh, this is one like I said. It's just no. That's best picture. Okay, I was gonna say this is definitely one I'm gonna end up giving to cinema value if it's on. I'm pretty sure it's. They didn't put cinema value on and cinematography. Really? Really? No cinematography for. Hi, Rippy. Hi. Really, I'm surprised that the cinematography in it is outstanding. I'm surprised they didn't give it to it, but they didn't give it the nomination. But what do you think, Rips? Good kitty, kitty. I think I am going to. I gotta go give it to Sinners. I think, like I said, if it wasn't for, I probably would have given it to Cinema Value if it was on there. But I'm gonna give it to Sinners right now, and because I think that it, I think, like I said, it's hard for me to describe it because, like I said, it's easy for me to do it when it's like that's the main facet of the movie, or like the main one I can really point out to it being great. But with Sinners being great everywhere, I can't. I everything. I'm like I mentioned. Maybe stop messing with it. See, okay, I gotta show you guys this. So, I have know someone who has a 3D printer, and they decided to do something nice for me, and they made this little xenomorph overhang here. You'll notice he's missing a couple fingers. Guess who's responsible for that? Ripley over there, the little stinker. I mean, I love her, but what she did is she batted it down. She batted it and knocked it over. Fell. Of course, the tiny little claw there broke off. I found one of them. I don't know where I put the one of the claws here. I found one of them. I've not found there's like three broken off. I've not found the other two yet, and I probably will end up having to glue it on if I end up. I might try gluing them on if I end up finding the other two, but who knows at that point. But so unfortunate, and I really also don't want to reach out to them and be like, "Hey, by the way, my cat broke the thing. Could you reprint it just so I can have a few extra claws back again?" So yeah, unfortunately, Alien Ripley 1, Alien 0. Surprisingly poetic, I guess, but yeah. And Ripley has decided to take her co-commentator seats. Oh, cute baby. Good baby. Anyway, back on to the main programming tonight, I guess. Get back right to it. Actually, I think do I need to zoom in? I feel like I need to zoom in and out more because it's a little bit tiny here. Just especially since I need to. How do I zoom in? What do I zoom in here? Hold on, I'm gonna quickly. How do I zoom up? Control and plus. There we go. Let's make it a little bit bigger for you guys, just so you can actually see what we're typing here a bit more. Okay, yeah, that should be nicer for you guys there. Let's try if can I go a little bit bigger. There we go. Anyway, that should be good for you then. Yeah, it's a little bit nicer. It's a little bit bigger for you guys to actually see what I'm typing here now. Perfect. Okay, so let's get back. Let's get right back to it then. So cinematography, like I said, Sinners is a good option there. I'm. I feel like I gotta put one battle after another just so I can actually save my face if it ends up. Who knows? Maybe one battle would end up sweeping instead of Sinners, and I'll just end up being head and hands like, no, my predictions. So I should be a little bit more cautious about putting it on the list, I guess. And Train Dreams, I think, is probably I'm gonna give it to Train Dreams just because I haven't put it on previous too much, and the fact that it's on this option that it wasn't on before in competition might be a good sign. And I keep going scrolling up like it's in order, but it's not here. Animated feature film. I think I have a good idea as to what it's gonna end up being here. But first, Annie. No, no. Animated feature film. There we go. Perfect. Let's see. I think I already know what it's gonna end up being because I know way too many people uh who will not stop telling me I need to watch K-pop Demon Hunters, and I do want to watch it at some point just because I've heard so much good things about it, but it's also just not something I really want to. I really feel like I need to watch on my own. I think what I might do is I might end up like getting like a couple of friends and then watching it together with them, especially the ones who've been requesting I watch it with them. Either that or it's like a best, or it's like I do a marathon of like every best picture, best animated feature film winner. But what do you think, Ripley? Good kitty, kitty. But yeah, so I think that's so. I feel like that's gonna winning. I don't feel any regret about putting it there. I think I've also heard people saying good things about Zootopia 2, even though it was released like somewhat close to the when the end of the year was, so it's a little bit more questionable award wins. But like I said, I'm already feeling like K-pop is gonna end up taking it over, so we'll give it to that. And I think just because Elio's a bit more of a well-known name, I think that's probably the other one I can go for. because I've heard at least something about these three here. I've heard nothing about Arco. I've heard nothing about Little Amelie. So we're just gonna move right along. All right, next up, international feature film. I know which one I'm gonna vote for this because I think I know already which one I love the most. Because you've heard me mention it before. If it ends up being on here, and I'm pretty sure it is. Did I misspell how to? Did I forget how to say it's foreign? Or is it? Oh, international. I misspelled it. Damn it. Wait, is it? No, it is an international feature film. Where did I get foreign from? I don't know where I got foreign from. What the hell? What am I doing here? International feature film. We got Brazil with The Secret Agent, France with It Was Just an Accident, Norway with Sentimental Value, and Spain with Surat and the voice of Hind Rajab in from Tunisia. And if you've heard me enough tonight, you know I'm going with Mr. Sentimental Value here. I don't know why they did it the country and then the movie. I'm actually gonna switch it on just 'cause I feel like it makes no sense to do it like that instead. Because obviously, the movie should be more first front and center than the actual company that made it, or the country it came from. I guess. You know what? You know what? I'm not gonna. We're just gonna stick with tradition. Just copy paste, put it on there. So we'll move it. I don't know even know how I did it last time, but we'll just leave it like that, and we'll move along. Next, I'm gonna give it to the Secret Agent. I actually wasn't the biggest fan of the Secret Agent. I did like it, but I do think it was my least favorite of the movies I saw in that first marathon from last Saturday. Ripley, are you good? You just had to sneeze. Good kitty. Okay, good kitty. You want to go under my? You want to go under my blanket on my chair here? Is that what you want to do, Ripley? You really want to do that? Is that good? Is that what you want? Or you just you just window shopping there? I don't know what you want. But I'm gonna give it to, but I will give it to it just because it is the only other one nominated for a Best Picture award. So I'm going to give the nomination to it, just well, at least the prediction to it, just because it is, you know, just because that's probably the most likely one that's gonna end up taking it if it's not sentimental value, which I highly believe it's gonna end up being sentimental value. So we're just gonna move right along with that. And I think just because Sirat got a previous nomination, I'm going to give that to it because I know I feel like I really want to get more into the international feature film category as well. But it's because I do, like I said, I do like, especially with how I really love sentimental value. I do want to give it a bit more of a my time with the international feature films because I've heard there's a lot of good ones I've heard good things about. Like I've heard good things about like the past one. I think I've heard good things about Zone of Interest. I've heard pretty much I need to get that's like one of the few that's like the main one I want to get more into, like watching the winners of, as opposed to a lot of the other ones on the list here. But yes, anyway, moving right along into, are we still into the threes, or are we moving into, yeah, well, into the final eight of the predictions here. We are into the final eight, moving right along to writing adapted screenplay. So, you guys know what adaptation means. I don't need to explain it, but I guess for anyone who doesn't, just means it was adapted from some other source. So previous movie, previous book, song, video game, whatever it is, that's an adaptation. So I actually don't. What is Begonia based on? I actually am curious what to know where it was based on, and seeing how the original source was. 'Cause I feel like that might be one where I actually enjoy the source more than the original stuff. Of course, Frankenstein's here. Uh, like I said, I'm interested in knowing where both these movies came from because I actually do want to see, the original sources of them. And but I'll probably wait until after I've seen One Battle Left Another before I start looking into those more. That's another one I want to get more into. Is if I watch an adaptation of I do, like I said, I'm doing it with video game adaptations a lot easier because I can stream them on here and then play and then watch them. Excuse me, sorry about that. I can do them on stream or off stream and then just go watch them in the theater. It's a lot harder for me to do that with books and other and previous movies and all that because I have to. I mean, movies it's easy for me to do. Books is kind of a hard one for me to do because I don't have all much time to read because it's I'm pretty much busy all the time, and whether at work or here or whatever it is. So I do want to get around to reading a lot. That's kind of like the main media source I want to get more into is books because I do enjoy them. I just they take a lot of time to really sink your teeth into. And always, and I thought as always, why would I read a book? I have these other ones. I have these movies I need to watch. I want to play these games. I got these this TV show I'm working on currently. It's one I want to get more into. But I just don't have the time for it at the moment. Let's see. But I think for writing adaptation, I'm going to probably give it to One Battle, just because I've heard, just because that seems to be what it seems to be leaning towards. I'm probably going to give it to Frankenstein then, because that's the only other one I've seen, the highest one I've seen. Like I said, I've only seen these two here on the list here, and would probably put Frankenstein over Begonia. And just because I've actually seen Begonia, I'm going to give that the honorable mention here. Who knows? I'll probably end up feeling differently on Saturday, but I won't be able to stream on Saturday, and I probably won't stream on Sunday. And unless it's during the Oscars, I'm like because I don't think I can stream the Oscars actually. I think it's the same thing with last year. Where I was like I looked it up and I was like you can't technically stream it because it's like completely copyrighted. Unlike you know the VGA, the not the VGA, the actually no, I think it is the VGA where you could actually stream it. And you just you're gonna get copyright for any music that plays. I think you actually can't stream the Oscars from what I've seen, but maybe I might look at that again and we might party it out hard while watching the Oscars then, if I can actually do that. But I don't think you can at the moment. I think they are planning on changing that later on, but for right now you can't. And moving on to writing original screenplay. I repeat, original screenplay. There we go. We have Blue Moon. It was just an accident. Marty Supreme, Cinema Value, and Sinners. We are going right along with Sinners because you, I can't keep saying the same thing. Go watch Sinners if you haven't yet. I can't keep saying I don't want to keep beating a dead horse and sound like a broken record, but go watch Sinners if you haven't yet. It is phenomenal, and I think it deserves the best writing award to Ryan Coogler. I think he deserves a lot of awards from this year, but I think writing and directing, good choices. And I don't even think I'm going to give him directing because I think I've heard way too much about the other nominee on that option there. I'm gonna probably give it then to Sentimental Value because I fucking love that movie, like I said. And moving on to honorable mentions, I'm gonna give it to the only one that's the one that's also been nominated for Best Picture here of Marty Supreme. And moving on to the first of the acting categories, actor in a supporting role. What do we have for actor here? There we go. Actor in supporting role. Benicio del Toro, One Battle After Another. Jacob Elordi, Frankenstein. Delroy Lindo, Sinners. Sean Penn, One Battle, and Stellan Skarsgård, Cinema Value. This is one where I could easily see it going any. Well, okay, let me scratch that. I don't think Jacob Elordi is going to end up getting it. I loved him in it. I think out of all these five, I think he's probably the weakest link here. Usually, I always say it's usually a good sign when you have two people nominated for the same movie. Usually, it ends up being one of them winning because they usually just like they can't pick between two, and they're just like we'll nominate both and we'll let one win. So I think but you see, I also love Stellan Skarsgård in Cinema Value, so I want to put him up there, but I feel like that's the wrong choice because I also know Delroy Lindo won a BAFTA, and I feel like that's probably a good sign that he's gonna end up winning potentially. So I think what I might do is kind of what I did with the best song last time, where I end up doing the one then the other, and then we do the other one there, just to cover all my bases here. So I'll be honest, I've seen more about Benicio del Toro in One Battle, so I'm gonna probably lead towards him in that. And put in Sean Penn over here at the in part two, and I will put honorable mention in as Delroy Lindo, and I guess honorable mention to the other two because I think everyone on this list here did a well. at least the ones I can clarify of these three here, did a fantastic job, a phenomenal job, and I think if I could give an Oscar to all these people for any of these awards to all the winners, it would probably be this one here because I think everyone here, at least the ones I can say for, and the fact that they're double nominees in one movie, deserve one. But I guess I'll find out for myself on next week, and I guess not next week, this Saturday when I finally get to watching one battle after another. All right, moving right along into the next one is actress in a supporting role, and we have Elle Fanning, cinema value, Inga. I'm gonna mispronounce this probably. Inga Ibsdottir Lily S in cinema value. I'm surprised I didn't get this. I guess they considered all of them, all three of them, supporting actors and actresses because these are your main three in the movie. So I guess they considered all of them to be supporting instead of leading at all. But surprised they didn't give it to. I think Inga's the one who's probably the main one in the movie, but I think they all do a fantastic job in it. And then we also have Amy Madigan from Weapons, Wumi Mosaku from Sinners, and Tiana Taylor from One Battle After Another. Hmm. Hmm. I do know that Amy Madigan did win an award for Weapons here, so I'm kind of leaning towards I feel like she might end up taking it on, but I think it's probably going to be one of these two from Cinema Value taking it, like we did with One Battle After Another there. So I am going to do. I'm going to probably give it to Inga just because she's a little bit more involved in the movie and she's a higher build than Elle Fanning there. Why are you pulling up the console commands? Stop that. And then I'm gonna give it to Elle. I just realized I was like, why do I feel like a little twitching sensation? Ripley is feeling my headphone cord hitting her ear and then flicking it back like she wants it gone, and then it just hits her again. Poor baby, poor baby. All right, anyway, and then I'm gonna give it to Amy Madigan from Weapons. Another rare horror movie nomination up here, besides just Sinners and Frankenstein. I've actually seen Weapons, and like you said, you guys saw it on my list there. It's a great movie as well. I wish it was nominated a bit more, but out of all of them, you know what? Amy Madigan getting a nomination, go, good job, and you go. Moving on to actor in a leading role, we have Timothy Chalamet, Leonardo DiCaprio, Ethan Hawke, Michael B. Jordan, and Wagner Moura. Like I said, I guess Wagner Moura was actually probably the best part of the Secret Agent. I think he did. Granted, he was the leading actor, but I think he did a great job, and he was probably the reason why it made me want to watch more of it, just because he was doing a phenomenal job in it. But I think I'm probably gonna end up giving it to Michael B. Jordan here, just because mainly because there's two reasons. Number one, Sinners. Number two, he plays not just one great character, but two. He's both Smoke and Stack in the movie, and he does them both phenomenally. It's very easy to tell them apart, even though it's obviously both him twice, and him just, and you can. I like I said, he is phenomenal in the movie. I think it's very obvious to see. And I think that double role there just gives him a little bit more of an edge there. I mean, technically, Wagner is also a double role because he plays both the main character and then he plays like his son but aged up in like the epilogue there at the end. But whereas that's like two split roles. Michael is playing two different characters at the same time against himself for a good chunk of the movie, and you don't and some you could easily like I said I think I've even heard stories of people, and I think I even had some people in the theaters when I went to the marathon. They were like they didn't realize it until halfway through the movie that it was actually just him twice instead of just like him and someone else who looked very much like him. But yeah, I'm gonna give that to him. I'm also gonna give, and I think I've also heard a lot of good. I've also heard a lot of people saying that this might be Timothy Chalamet's time to finally win an Oscar. So I'm gonna give him to runner up, and I'm gonna give Leonardo DiCaprio in as the third place runner honorable mention there to close up the end there. And we're moving on to the final three, including your number one pick there. And next up is actress in a leading role, where we have Jessie Buckley, Rose Byrne, Kate Hudson, Renee Rensview, I don't even remember where she was. I think she might have. I think I know who she was actually. Wait, when she? I must have. I actually no. I think yeah. I think I no. Actually, yeah, I think I misremembered who was. Hold on. Let me double check who was in Summer About. Did I actually just misremember who the leading person was in that movie? Oh yeah, I just completely missed. Yeah, I actually just completely missed who the leading lady was. Well, oh, but yes, okay, yeah. The person who I thought was the main character was the main character. I was concerned about that for a bit, but nope, she is the main character. I think, but yes, I think from what I can, I mean, I've only seen these three up here. I'm gonna say I did love Emma Stone Begonia. However, she just won last year, and I really don't want her to win a second time in a row. Especially since I think they are gonna bring her back as I think. Hold on, I want to double check something. I think she is coming back as a presenter. Because if she goes up there and just says, "Hi, I'm taking the award myself," I feel like that's kind of that. That's not. It's not hate. It's just the fact that I'm pretty sure. Oh no, she didn't. No, she didn't want it last year. She won it the year before that. Okay, that makes more sense. I I do like Emma Stone. It's just I feel like she's won a little too much. She's won. She won. I know she won on in 2020. She won for Poor Things. I think she also won for La La Land. I'm gonna quickly double check that, but I'm pretty sure she won for both of them. And I would prefer she. Like I said, I do. Like I said, it's not hate. I do love her, and I thought she was great in Begonia. However, she is. She is like I said, yeah, I can pull it up here. Yeah, here it is over here. Yeah, yeah. Emma Stone won. She won two separate times, and I know that doesn't stop her from winning again. But I like to. But you guys know, I like to see variation. I don't. I like to, you know, award different people instead of just saying, "Hey, Adrian Brody, Emma Stone, you guys are still good actors. Take another award." I want to go to someone else. I might still put her up as the runner-up option there because I do think she does a great job in the movie, and I think she probably does a good shot at it. But I would just like to give it to. I would just hope for someone else to take it home instead of Emma Stone there. But like I said, at least for unlike last year, I'm kind of a little bit more willing to let her win because I've actually seen this movie and I think she does a fantastic job in it. But yeah, I guess also welcome in Clank. How are you doing here tonight? I guess if you're curious, here's what we have so far for our nominees. We've been working in reverse order just to kind of go from the lesser known award to, or the less, the awards that people pay less attention to, the more important, to the more, you know, the ones that you're going to see all the people be like, did you know blank won blank and blank? So yeah, this is what we have here, the short films, and then I guess you can take a look see at all of our nominees here currently, at least the predictions on here. Let's take a look see here. Some of these I'm feeling there's an easy way to tell that I like Sinners, and I don't know if you can see it here, but there's a good sign to see it somewhere in here. But yes, I'm kind of thinking I might give it to Renee. I just this is also just I really did enjoy Cinema Value, but I feel like I want to give it to her because she is absolutely dominates when she's up. No, not Leonardo DiCaprio. Yes, my favorite leading actress in the movie, Leonardo DiCaprio. I swear, if it was anyone else on there, it wouldn't be as funny as just give it to Leonardo DiCaprio. He's the best leading actress. But yeah, how are you doing here, Clank? I hope you're doing well. I'm also gonna give it, and then next one we're gonna give it to Jesse Buckley here, just because it is usually a good sign. If hot take one battle after another takes wins best picture, that is a good. That is probably gonna end up being one of the top. My top beliefs as well. I feel like I've heard like I said, I've heard a lot of people say that Sinners got nominated a lot, but it's not going to win anything, and I thoroughly disagree with it. I can see where they're coming from with it, but I thoroughly disagree. I think it's going to do very well at the Oscars, and I'm also think it deserves the awards as well. But we'll see what I feel about once we get to it. I've heard a lot of. I think I obviously know the two leaders there is obviously I was gonna highlight both of them when I got. Yeah, I think obviously it's One Battle and Sinners here as the top leaders here, but we'll see which one I end up putting on here. Yeah, I can see that. I do think it will take big things. I think, like I said, I feel like Michael B. Jordan, good belief that he'll probably take home Best Actor. I feel like Delroy Lindo's got a good shot as well because he also did good at the BAFTA. He also took home a BAFTA as well. I'm pretty sure if I, or it was I think it was a BAFTA or it could have been a previous award or an Emmy. I'm just misremembering it there, but I feel like I guess he's probably gonna lose to the the double nominees here at One Battle. I feel that's a fair take, and that's why I also I still say hey he has a good shot at losing to these two here because Timothy Chalamet, I've heard a lot of people say that he's going to end up taking it just because it's, he's been nominated so much recently and he's not won it, and they might just say it's his time. But, take a look at Bradley Cooper. That shit hasn't happened to him yet, and he's been nominated like, how many times has he been nominated at this point? I want to say it's been like 10 or so times, maybe I think 11 possibly here. He's been nominated for Best Actor and he's taken home none. Wait, take a look, see here. Where is he? Brad Cooper, where are you? Nominated for 12 Oscars. And let's just pull it up here and take a little look see here. Yeah, best performance in 2013, best performance nominated, didn't win. 2024, American Hustle nominated, didn't win. American Sniper nominated, didn't win. Uh, best perform 2019, Star is Born nominated, didn't win. Uh, it's actually not. It's not most. Oh, it's only like 4 or 5 times he actually was nominated for acting specifically, but he's nominated like 5 times. Never took home an Oscar for acting there. So Timmy's got a good way to go still. You never know. But I will toss Emma Stone at the end here because I feel like she also does have a good shot there, even though I would prefer to go to one of the other newer faces here. And then directing, I will say this is one where I feel like it's definitely gonna. I feel like I've heard way too much about believing that Paul is gonna end up taking it here instead of Kugler here. So I think like it's most likely gonna be one battle after another here, and I feel like it's my best bet is that Sinners have probably gonna end up taking it if it's not Paul Thomas. And I think my belief is this. I think what might happen is I think whichever one takes home Best Director, they won't win Best Picture. I feel like that's my prediction there because I feel like it's gonna be kind of like a you did a good job here, but you didn't take home Best Picture. I feel like that's how I feel like it's gonna play out. I don't know if that's gonna be the case. There's been plenty of times where that's not been the case, but that's kind of I don't know why. I feel like I just have a gut feeling that that might just be what takes home. But I think, I mean, I've heard a lot of people saying that Safdie's might take home Best Director as well. I want to give it to Joaquin Trio over here, but I think I'm gonna put Mr. Safdie over here as the honorable mention. And finally, we move on to a final award of the night, or prediction, I guess, of the night. Best Picture, the one that everyone's came here to party out and hear about, I guess. Of Best Picture here. If I can just scroll up to the top here because I know what it's going to be. I thought knew it was going to be, but apparently I don't because I thought it was going to be at the top. But apparently they played a game on me. There we go. Best Picture. Automatically, I can remove a bunch of people. Ones I think I'm not going to talk about here. Secret Agent, F1, Begonia, Hamnet. I think there's a good. There's a. I actually know. I feel like I forgot. yeah, I forgot to mention. I'm probably gonna be retracting that statement because I forgot. I do double the, I guess, somewhat double the predictions on Best Picture because I do since we have double the nominees. I do one predicted winner, two predicted runner-ups, and two predicted honorable mentions. That might be cheating, but there's also double the nominees, so it gives me a little bit. I feel like it balances the playbook a little bit more. It's also technically not double the. It's a little bit. I feel like it's a little bit more equal slash even if I do it like that instead. But I'm trying to think. Like I said, this is one where I feel like it's. I feel like it's good. It's got to be either One Battle or Sinners that takes it home. And I think what I might do. I think I'm gonna do agree with Clank. I think One Battle will end up taking home the Best Picture Oscar. I would love for Sinners to take it home. I would love to be able to say that two horror movies have taken home Best Picture. I would love to be able to say that, because for those who don't know, the only other horror movie that's won Best Picture was Silence of the Lambs, which is also a phenomenal horror movie, and I would also highly recommend people go see it if they haven't already, especially if you're not a big fan of horror movies. It's a lot more of a like kind of FBI thriller type movie. But I'm going to say that the next predictions are gonna be Sinners. It's gonna be Sinners, and it's also going to be, and I'm gonna just do double like this here instead, so I can actually include the people who are gonna get the award here. I'm gonna say Sinners, and I'm also gonna put down sentimental value. And for the honorable mentions here, we're going to do. Who do I think is going to be honorable mentioned here? I think Murder Supreme has a good shot, and I think also, and who else do I think? What other one do I think has got a good shot at taking it home? We'll give it to Frankenstein just so I can toss the other horror movie on there, I guess. Also, I also did really love Frankenstein as well, so we'll toss it on there. Also, I was like, oh, that's not fun. The guy's name ends with Hamnet. Like, no, I just accidentally took the bottom end of that. There we go. That makes more sense. All right, so that is currently what we have standing for our predictions here. If anyone has any other predictions or any suggestions here, especially if you know anything about the short films here that I am know very little about, and if you've seen any of them, and like, hey, this is probably or if like, hey, which one's got the best likelihood of winning, let me know, and I'll be happy to take that into consideration. But otherwise, we're gonna have to wait until the day of the ceremony to figure out which one will win. But I guess these are your top predictions here. I'm also so we do have an hour left before stream usually ends. What do we want to do before stream ends? I guess I'm tempted to go back to Buckshot just to try and finish that up, but just like a quick, quick Buckshot hour break, I guess. But I gotta stretch a little bit. Oh yeah, little cat break, little cat break. Good kitty, kitty. Good kitty, kitty. But yes, I will have to see when ends up taking it home. I'm also gonna double check it because I want to make sure. I don't think I can stream the Oscars, but if I can, I'm definitely going to. But I don't think I can. At least what I've seen online from, at least both from last year and from what I think I looked it up previously. I don't think I can. There. Yeah, yeah, you can't. Yeah, it's copyright stuff. Yeah, like I said, you can't actually stream it here. What's this here? Yep, that's what I thought. But yes. So yeah, so it's gonna probably be like last time where I end up just looking at I'm gonna just watch them on my own and then I end up just like taking notes and going through the motions there about what happened on it. So it's a little bit less entertaining than what we did last time where where I was able to watch through the Game Awards and go along with it, but it's also a little bit more about the I found is that no, that's not a piece of the xenomorph claw there. Damn it. But yes, anyway, I guess now I gotta figure out what we're gonna end up doing for the rest of the night. Let's see. What do we want to do? What do we want to do? Do we just want to do like an hour session of buckshot just to see if I can end up getting it taken care of and getting that grind done? Because we could technically. I could te- we could uh but then again I feel like it might just be like last time when I ended up just trying it and I ended up just falling and failing on my face repeatedly. But we could. I feel like it's either that or but I feel like it's an easy one to just we'll do it. We'll hop on into Buckshot for a bit, spend some time there. Also change the name of the stream here. Uh, post predictions Buckshot shot roulette. There we go. All right, title should be changed now. We're gonna be doing a slight little detour hour of Buckshot there to hope, and we're gonna if we get the grind done tonight, I will just solidarity, get it all done get it all one and done. And if we don't get it done, then it'll just be sitting on my log and just remind me that I still get to do it. I still get to do it. I want to get this done because we spent like 8 hours on this one achievement last time and we didn't get it done. We got everything else done except for getting to 1,000,000 and then losing it all, which should be an easier achievement than getting to 1,000,000 and keeping it all. And my damn audio is like yeah, I thought I cranked it down, but I must have cranked it all the way up there instead. There we go. There we go. Perfect. All right, Mr. Dealer, it's time again. Yes, I will sign the waiver. Yes. All right, we're sending in we're sending in myself first off like usual. Let's see. Okay. Well, we know what to do here. Perfect. Wonderful. I also did I wasn't like immediately after the last stream, but I like in between the last stream and now, I did find like a couple of videos online about like the dealer's AI explicitly. Unfortunately, it's been a while, so I don't remember exactly. But I think one of the things I do remember is that apparently it's in his AI that if he has a item that he can use, he will use it. So as long as it, at least as long as it makes sense. So it's like he's not smoking when he doesn't need health. He's not, but if he can use it and he will go for it and use it. I was not paying attention to the count. Second show's blank. Okay. I don't remember what the count was, and I feel like an idiot because I didn't pay attention, and I need to start paying attention because otherwise I'm going to die. Luckily, I have Twitch. You can tell me what happened there, and I can just somewhat cheat. It's not technically cheating if I just look at my past reflection. It's just using the tools at my disposal. Yeah. Thank you. I'll be here all night singing the blues here for you. Be sure to tip your waitresses well and toss any spare change in the hat there. Okay, that's okay. Where is it? Where is it? What's the count? What's the count at? Oh, it's one. Oh, what am I doing? It's one and two. What am I doing? It's one and two. It's one and one. What am I doing? I did all that just to figure out it's one and one, so I could just shoot him right away. Well, isn't that just fun? Wah, 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 wah. There we go. Good sight there. One and one again. If we just keep doing one and ones, I'm fine with that. You know what? I don't care. If we just keep doing one and ones, I am okie dokie with that. Alright. We'll blank this. Bang. Alright, next one. What have we got here? Magnifying glass, smokes. I need to start using more items because otherwise I'm gonna run out here. 2 and 3. 2 and 1, not 2 and 3. 2 and 1. Okay, first one's blank. So I do this to steal that. Because I can do this, flip it. I didn't even use my handcuffs because I could just flip it and then saw it off. And then I give you a blast from the past. A bang. Oh, good baby. Good kitty. Maybe he's just being a little loafer there. Yeah, good loafer. Moving along to round number 3. Good to see. We've not gotten shot at all yet, so we're doing very well. Even though it's not necessary to not be shot right now, but too good to pay attention to. 3 live, 4 blank. Got it. Oh, there's almost nothing here again. Oh, shit. Okay, so I'm going to handcuff you. I think the first one's going to be blank, because more likely blank than live. Okay. Whew. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot you, because I think this might be live. Yes. So it's now a 3 and 2. It is more likely blank than live. However, I don't want to take the chance that he's going to shoot me with a live, so we'll shoot him again. Yay! Ooh. So do I get more points for doing less rounds and not getting shot? Because that will significantly cut down my time. I might have to also look up that if you don't get it done tonight, is how much, pointage you can actually get if you just zoom. How much you can increase your normal pointage just in the opening round. So I'm gonna have to double it to get a million. I need to double it once, twice, thrice, 4, 5 times to get it to over a million. And I wasn't paying attention to the count. Great. Okay. Where were we here? Where were we? Because I was too busy counting how much times we need to double it. Where was double it? Where was a double it? How did I have to double it? Come on. Okay, there we go. Perfect. What do we got here? What's the count? 2 and 2. 2 and 2. Got it. 2 and 2. 2 and a 2. Alright, 2 and 2. We're gonna say it is. I'm gonna steal his phone. I should steal his phone. Before we rack it, I'm gonna steal his phone just so I can avoid any confusion like I usually get when I use anything before the phone. Third show, live. Okay, 3 is live. I'm not pulling up the notepad here just because I actually no, they're just right there. I just don't have my pen. Oh no, I do have my pen. So why am I not using my notepad? I don't know why. I thought I did have my notepad or my pen, and I have both. Oh, that's why. It's filled out. I guess I can make tiny little divots wherever I can here. Oh, straight. Okay. It was a 2 and 2, and 3 was live. So it's more likely blank than live. If I rack the shell, what is it on? If it's a live, we know where the last live is. If it's a blank, we've now got ourselves in a good position. Okay. I'm going to handcuff you. I'm going to shoot you with round 1, hope that's live, and then I'm going to shoot you with round 2, but saw it off first. No, it's blank. Okay. So that was the 2 blanks, and now the next one's going to be live, so it's going to hurt. However, he can't do anything to double it, so he's only going to take 1 health off me. So, ba-bang. I knew he was going to smoke. He's gonna steal my smokes. Damn it. I forgot he was gonna steal my smokes. Damn it. So we're just resetting. Damn it. He's gonna shoot me and take my health, so I'm gonna end up being less. Damn it. Bye. Okay, we can come back. We can come back. This is the first time we've gotten shot. We can come back. It's fine. We can come back. Alright, what do we got here? What's the count? What's the count? What's the count? A 2 and 1. 2 and 1. Got it. 2 and 1. 2 and a 1. Alright, well, I'm gonna steal that little magnifying glass you have over there. A blank. Okay. So if I handcuff you, I'm gonna flip this so I can shoot you for 1. I'm also gonna pop my pills just because I hope it's not a dud. Please don't be a dud. Let me just heal, please. Yay! Okay, and this is I'm hoping is alive, so he's left with just a blank. Damn it! He has got the live. Well, at least I get my health back. He gets his health back as well, so we just end up being a nothing round, except for the fact that he's gained a whole bunch of items. I swear, I thought he used up most of his items all the time. He's not even drank a beer yet. Maybe they changed the AI from all the videos I've watched then. I swear, they were somewhat recent. YouTube guy wouldn't lie to me, right? YouTube guy wouldn't lie to me, and this is a 4 and 4. God damn it. Okay, 4 and 4. 4 and 4. Alright, so we're gonna rack number 1 out. Please don't be alive. Please be a dud. Blank. Okay. Lock him up. Okay. Pop pill. Please be live. Yeah. Yeah, excuse me. Yay, we did it. Okay. Please be live. Yes. He has nothing to double it, so he's gonna at least take. He's probably will take 2 off me there with that handcuffs there. So it's a 50-50. I'm gonna shoot him because I want to try and hope for the live again. Yes. Okay, so he only got 2 left. He only hurt me for 2 because he can't flip it and he can't do anything to double the pain. He got rid of a blank. He got rid of alive, so he can only do 1. So he knows where something is. He's gonna smoke. Good choice. Is he gonna pop his pills? Okay, please fail. Yay, it failed. Handcuff me. I don't know why you handcuffed me of all things. Blank. It's all in his hands now, I guess. Yep. It was all in his hands. And it's obviously a blank there, so he's just gonna use it on himself. So move it right along. There we go. 3 and 2. 2 and 3. 3 and 2. 3 and 2. Okay. 3 and 2. We're gonna wreck show 1. But show 1 was blank. Probably should have just wasted that, damn it. We'll lock it up. Vodafone. Third shell is live. Okay. I guess show 4 now, because that's basing it off of that one. So 4 is live. So it is most likely a blank here. So if I were to do this, it's most likely going to be live now, right? Yes. That was a blank. The question is, does he know, like I said, he could potentially, he could kill me if I don't do this right. Because he can't saw it off. I think I should go into it expecting that the third one is live. Because that's why. But no, it's because if I didn't do it, he could have killed me a lot easier. Whereas before he would have had, I guess he would have been able to kill me anyway. He would have had to know both orders. Whereas the other one, he only had to know where the blank was, so he could flip it or leave it live, and then double it with that saw and kill me if I was live. Alright, cigarettes, beer, magnifying glass, beer, handcuffs, all the recipe for a good Friday afternoon. And we are on to a 4 and 3. I'm having trouble finding a place to put it on here. It was a 4 and a 3. Alright. Here we go. Well, Whippy's over there just relaxing. Magnifying glass. What have we got here, Mr. Dealer? It's alive! It's alive! It's alive! I'm surely not gonna make that joke again if Frankenstein wins any more awards at the ceremony. It's alive! I'm not gonna rack the shell. I'm gonna shoot you for it. Bang. Okay, you're down to... Okay, you just have 1 left. I think the next one's gonna be blank, so I'm gonna rack that. Oh, it was live. Okay, shit. So it's probably blank, but I don't want to chance it with the fact that we have 2 lives here. Okay, that was blank. Okay, so my options are I can either shoot myself and... no, we're not going for the chance. We're just going to shoot him. No, it was blank. Damn it! The odds said it was, but I didn't want to chance it because we only have 2 health blocks here. And he knows. He knows something. And that was the final live. Okay. So we survived. We don't get hit at all because he screwed over this live. And we just start off anew with the fact that he also has an extra couple of items. We both have a couple extra items on us. Alright, here we go. Inverter. Magnifying glass. Good to see. And it's a 3. It's a 4 and 3 again. This is probably gonna end the round, probably. Okay, do this. Probably gonna be blank. No, it's live. Okay. Okie dokie. He can handcuff me. Shit. He can also steal my stuff. Also shit. See, the only thing I can hope for is that he plays the odds and fails. That's the only thing I can really hope for. I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna flip it just so he has less options to play with here. Because we do this, we get this out the way. That was alive. I'm gonna shoot him here, just like I think the next one's blank, but I want to be careful. And that was the reason why we should be careful. That's the reason why to be careful. He's gonna steal my smokes. Of course he will. Now, statistically, it's better for him to get rid of the blank. It was a blank. Statistically speaking, that makes the most sense. Oh, and there's your final live. So, the only thing he really can do is he can flip it and take away 1 life of mine. Which he probably will do because he knows the rest of it is live, or is blank. So, it's really the only thing he can do. And then he can either run out the blanks or he can use his medicine and hope that it heals him instead of kills him. But we'll see which one he wants to go for. Well, the rest is blank, so I can just do this and move right along, right? Yep. And just to style on him, we'll give him a shot right into his face and show him that it's a blank. Or whatever, man, whatever. Running on my terms. Alright. Not the most that I want. 3 and 2. 3 and a 2. 3 and a 2. Okay. Phone, what have you got to say for me? 5th shell is blank. Well, I didn't want that information. I can tell you that. I pretty much have to hope I shoot him somewhere in this lineup here. And we're going to go with live, because I'm assuming it's live. Damn it. Okay. Okay, please tell me this is live, otherwise I'm dead. I'm dead. Yes! Oh, we did it. We have 1 more round to go before we double it for the first time. Just 2. Okay, just 2. 2 and 2. 2 and 2. 2 and 2. 2 and 2. He does have the better items, unfortunately, so that is the problem. Okay, I'm gonna flip it, thinking that it's live, because if it's I think if it's blank, I've now made it live, and he can take damage. If it's a live that I made blank. Okay, it's a live that we made blank. I've now reduced the amount of live to 1, so we can only lose 1 health in total. He knows that's blank, so it's now just a 50-50 on the last remainers. And he thinks it's blank. Oh! I will take that one. So now he just needs to get shot 1 more time to lose. And just to style on him, I know it's blank, but screw it. Style. I don't care. Phone, cigarettes, knife. Knife. We don't need knives. Why give me knives? It's a 2 and a 1. It's not needed to have knives. Okay. Problem is, it's set up so he could probably win this if he takes it. Second show blank. I knew you were gonna tell me the blank spot. I knew it. I could tell you were gonna tell me where the blank was. No. Okay. 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 So I don't need my knives. I either shoot him for this and I win, or I fail and he wins. So I'm gonna shoot him. I'm gonna shoot him. I think it's alive. I think it's alive first. Yes! Never fail with the 50-50s. Always win. Never lose. All I do is win. We need to keep doubling because we need... Yeah, we need 1 million, right? Yep, lose more than 1,000k, aka 1 million, and double nothing. Okay. And I'm out of spot. Yeah, I know I'm out of space. Can I remove one of my knives, please? I wish I could just, like, toss those instead and replace them instead of just, you know, saying, whoopsie, no items. At 2 and 2. Got it. 2 and 2. Hope you know how quickly I'm going to grab that magnifying glass over there, mister. Still need magnifying glass. Give it to me. Blank. Good to know. It is a 2 and 2, and I can do this as well. So, mwahaha. We take this blank, and with a simple trick, I flip it to alive, I saw it in half, and we watch your life go in half with one simple trick. Abracadabra. And I'm going to saw it off one more time, because I think I have a good shot here. And I think this might be alive. So, yay! Oh, hi, Whippy. Hi. Oh, Whippy, I want to... Whippy's loafing. Whippy, hello. Whippy the loaf. Say hi, loafer. Good loafer. Good loafer. Good loafy. And... Oh, so much for your curated item collection. Wah, wah, wah. It's all gone now. Woe is you. I'll put that down there. I don't need that. Dun. 4 and 4. Okay, I need to write this down. Everything that's above like a 2 and 2, I'm like, I need to write this down because I'm not going to remember shit all. 4 and 4. Okay. Okay. So, we're going to start off with a rack. Please be a blank. Live. Shit. Okay. We're going to lock you up. We'll steal that magnifying glass of yours. I kind of wanted to steal your handcuffs, but I decided I would do this instead. It is a live again. So we're going to do this and go bang bang. Now we're feeling this is going to flip, and this was a blank that is now going to be live. And if it's not, I have now reduced the amount of lives. It was another live. There was 3 lives in a row at the beginning of the round. Really? I swear, if the next one's another live, I swear. We'll find out with him here. I swear if it's alive. I swear if it's alive. I'm gonna be pissed. Listen, you have me handcuffed. You don't have to hold me here while you let me know just how you're just like, well, sorry, man. Okay, yeah, blank. You think the next one's blank as well? I mean, the odds say so, but what do you think about the next one? Blank again? Not a smart move. So it's all blank now. All blank. He's got to stop playing the odds eventually. He's got to realize that you got to shoot me at least some point. Please fail. Please fail. Yay! Eat shit. And it's going to end now. What do you think, Loaf? Good little Whippos. Good little Loafer. So we only need a saw, and a magnifying glass, and an inverter. 1, 2. Oh, I was looking for all 3 of my Christmas presents. But you know what? This works. This works. 3 and a 2. Oh! Perfect. Christmas presents are all here and ready to go. Smash you. You're alive. I do this. I steal at Hacksaw, and we are done with this round. Do that. We swipe you. And bye-bye. And a boy. Good rippers. Good rippers. Good kitty kitty. And now on to round number 3. That was a quick little round there at least. Good to see that come by. Okay, here we go. 4 and 4. And it's a 1 and 2. A 1 and a 2. Good to you. So it's a 2 and 1, I guess. Other way to put it. We're gonna phone this. Second show blank. Second show is blank. So if I rack this and it's a blank, it's all over. It's okay. It's blank. We know second show is blank. Get rid of this. And we can saw this and say, have a nice night. For at least a little bit before we kill you next round. Bye bye. Good baby. Come on, give me some new items. Give me some new items. I want a saw, I want a magnifying glass, and an inverter if I can. Or at least some adrenaline if I can't get a magnifying glass. Not magnifying glass, and saw. There we go, thank you very much. I was hoping for an inverter as well, but if I get lucky with the live placement, doesn't matter. I wasn't paying attention to the count because I'm going to hope that this is a live. It is not. Shit. I was not paying attention to the count. I probably should have been. Count? Well, what's the count here, Mr. Count? I think we should. We should probably. I'm trying to decide. We should probably rack this in. Okay, where is it? It was a 4 and 4. Okay, 4 and 4. 4 and a 4. And we had 1 blank so far, so it's more likely live than blank. However, I am going to rack the shell. I think it might be blank. It was blank. Okay. I have a high feeling that the next one is live. So, we're going to do some plays here. We're going to do some plays, and we're going to hope that we don't fail here. There's also just because I want to make sure he can't kill me in all his hits next round. Please tell me this was alive so I can kill him. Yes. Wonderful. We did it. We gotta double it again. Okay, so we're at 190, so double it. Double it. Double it. We have 3 more doubles we need to do. We need to double it 3 more times. You're gonna help me double it? Good kitty kitty. Wow, 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 wow. Okay. Please don't tell. Oh, he's got. Oh yeah, I forgot he stole his items. Shit. Okay. It's a 4 and a 3. Okay. It's always the first round is always the one I'm the most scared of, just because they keep their items all the time. So. Okay, let's go. So number one's a blank, like I probably should have assumed. Oh, he can kill me. He's got a way to kill me right there. He's gonna kill me. If I don't get it perfectly right here, I'm dead. Because look at, he's got a saw there, magnifying glass, and inverter. That's a easy kill move there entirely. So I have to. I can't even play it perfectly. I'm dead unless I have to rack the first live, and then oh, this is gonna. I'm gonna die here. This is this they screwed me over this one. Oh no. Okay, I should have just built more. I should have built more items before we did this. Okay. Okay, here we go. No going back. No going back. We tried. We started it. We gotta hope we go. Okay. Please be live. Please be live. So I got rid of it. Please. No, it was blank. Shit. Okay. So that means the next one is probably live. I'm dead no matter what. I could go out of my own accord, but we're gonna hope that he doesn't do what I think he's. Oh, I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm fucking dead. I'm fucking dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. Oh, I'm dead. Because there's no way he doesn't do what he's supposed to do, which is see where it is. Saw it. Kill me. I'm dead. Ah. Well, it was a good run so far. Adios, amigos. Ah. Okay. Okay. Well, we tried. We tried to beat it again. We tried. We surely tried. We sure damn tried. Maybe next time. Maybe next time we'll get it done. Maybe next time. Hopefully. Please. Please. Next time. We can buy merch for Buckshot. Maybe that'll be the maybe that'll be a celebratory thing. I buy merch for Buckshot now that I finally finished the grind. Definitely not, but doesn't just interesting, I guess. But yes. Anyway, welcome back, Iconic. I saw I missed you there. We were in misery there at the end. But yeah, I guess I gotta keep in mind the next time that there is probably that I need to make sure that on the third round I should save as much items as I can so I can not die immediately in the next round, especially when he has the item inventory there. Oh damn it. But yes. So thank you all so much for being here, everyone. I appreciate you guys hanging out with us tonight. I hope you guys had a great night so far. I know like I said, we got our predictions done for the Oscars. We'll see how that goes on Sunday/Monday when I correct them. I hope you guys have a fantastic night here. And we, tr- we gotta get Buckshot done at some point. We gotta get it done soon. That's gotta be what we get done sometime this year. It's not gonna be a B grind. I want to do a full B grind instead of just Buckshot. We're gonna get that done hopefully. I want to do a full grind there, but yes. Anyway, thank you all so much for being here. Thank you to Iconic and Clank for coming up and chatting with us here tonight. I appreciate you guys hanging out with us and chilling as we worked on our predictions and our grind here tonight. Rippy is staring off at the sun there, aka just the one with the few lights in here. Please don't go blind, Ripley. I would like you to still be able to see after all this. But yes, anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful night. I will see you guys again tomorrow, where we should hopefully be finishing the grind for Resident. Well, not the grind, but the first playthrough of Resident Evil Requiem. I feel like we only got. We're gonna try and go as long as we can, and I think we're nearing the end there, but I could easily be wrong. But I hope you guys have a fantastic night there. Once again, thank you to everyone who's been chatting in the stream tonight. Thank you to everyone who's been lurking in the background. Thank you to everyone who's been watching the VODs either on Twitch or on YouTube. I appreciate each and every one of you for hanging out with us here tonight. And I'll see you guys again in the next one. We're going to find some lovely person to raid out to tonight. Let us see who is live currently right now. I know who I'd like to raid out to if he is still live, because it is a good time to raid out to him if he has not stopped streaming for the night. Let us see. Where is he? He could have also ended for the night, which is possible. I think he's still live though, but we should see. Could have swore he was still live, but he might have ended. Oh no, there he is. There he is. I think we're gonna wait out to him, unless yeah, I think we're gonna wait out to him just because it's that time. It is that special day of his. Yes, we're gonna go right over to the Exterminator. He is a fellow achievement grinder. He is currently chilling with some retro games today because it is his birthday over there. Whoop whoop. Uh, OBS, what happened? OBS. Oh, I was just hovering over the wrong thing. I was like, OBS. Everything just went dark there for a second. I was like, okay. I was hoping to wait out, but I guess not. But nope, it's fine. I just hovered over something and it just turned off everything down there for a bit. But yes. Anyway, we are going to head over to the Exterminator and help him celebrate his birthday over there. He is currently doing I think that's the first ever Kirby game he's playing on right now. He's doing a little retro gaming currently. So we're going to go over there and cheer him on and wish him a wonderful, happy birthday over there. We just have a wonderful time with him tonight. I will be hanging out there for a bit before I have to call it for the night. I do unfortunately have work in the morning, but I hope you guys have a great time with him over there. I'm gonna try and hang out with you guys a bit there over as well. But we'll talk to you guys again tomorrow where we do more Resident Evil 9, and we should be back on. The plan is we should finish up the main story of RE9 tomorrow. Probably do the Oscars recap, and if I can get it done on Monday, before Monday, we'll do the Oscars recap and corrections on the predictions on Monday. And otherwise, we'll be starting up Alien Isolation next week and finally begin our outfit grinds. That's gonna be fun over there. But until then, hope you guys have fun with Exterminate over there. Make sure to wish him a happy birthday. Give him any birthday wishes and/or gifts you have available for him, and I'm sure he will appreciate it as such. I'll see you guys again tomorrow. See ya. Bye bye. 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 If everyone's still here, what are you doing? Have a good night. I'll talk to you again tomorrow. See ya. Bye. And bye, stream.